Why do you need conditional algebraic? That's a strong condition.
If I stick in an algebraic group, then I get out algebraic stacks. And so I want to do algebraic geometry because that's.
One realization of this, for example, is in Donaldson theory, and that unless you're working on a complex surface, it's not going to be algebraic.
Well, I'm just talking about this specific thing here, 2 manifolds and 3 manifolds. And then certainly...
Well, but then what is the functor that maps from one category to another?
From here to here?
Yeah.
Well, this is where I said I associate to, well, let me also, also was going to mention, if I just have a closed 3 manifold, right, which is like a morphism from, a Bourdism from the empty to the empty, that would just, so that would just go to M. So the moduli stack again of flat G bundles.
I'm just confused, for example, if you have a genus 1 closed surface, what's the corresponding syntactic stack?
Okay, so if you have sigma is a torus, so this, you can also just think of this as a homomorphism from the fundamental group into your group. So this would be the commuting matrices, 2 commuting.
I mean, what he's looking at, for any reasonable manifold, the moduli space of local systems will be algebraic.
But it depends on how you treat it, and this, yeah, so
this is the distribution stuff,
it's related to questions of compactification, but that's very important for computing. For example, in Donaldson theory, you don't use compactification, which is stack. That's why it's quite busted. You're working on moduli space of G bundles, but you don't treat it as algebraic stack.
In Donaldson theory, but there he's looking at, I mean, when you're looking at the Self-Stewart-Young-Mills equations, right?
Yeah.
But that's different from local systems.
Here's very explicitly.
Well, part of this is motivated by T Bloor conjectures coming from 4D to 15.
And here's, this is certainly an algebraic variety. So there's yeah. So I have 2 matrices in G of n. And so that is, yeah, what am I saying? So then you divide by G of n, right, and you set the commutator equal to 0. And somehow this thing, if you just take pairs of matrices, I think that's symplectic, right? And then if you modify G of n and set that equal to 0 again, it's symplectic. Anyway, it's all algebraic, and this is all. So I'm looking more fancy. Yeah, and so this is like, then after that you can like, then, I don't know what the right word is, maybe quantize or something, so if you go over to some more algebraic category, like maybe Q vector spaces, linear maps, there's lots of things you can do, but I maybe want to do something very, very naive, so,
Oh, by the way, right, so
Yeah.
this M2 prime is therefore a derived stack in general?
yeah, this is a derived stack. So I'll say more about these kind of things later, just so I want to put this context up here. So then I have, so here if I have one of these symplectic stacks, or just think of these, I mean, as the objects, just think of symplectic manifolds for simplicity. You read just these correspondences that you can't even compose them without going into the derived world. But anyway, so if you have one of these objects, you can just take the constructible functions, these dead value constructible functions maybe, Okay, now that's not a Q vector space. Okay. So somehow you have to work over the rational numbers. And if you have a correspondence like this, so if you have a constructible function, you can pull it back and then push it forward. So the pull back is just pull back of functions. So what is a constructible function? A constructible function is a function that is constant on a stratification. So you write your thing as a finite union of locally closed substacks or subvarieties. And then these functions are constant on the strata. That's constructible functions. I just pull them back as a function, and then I push them forward. So if I have like, maybe this is pi 1 projection, that pi 2, then so then the morphism would go like from the constructible functions like this 1. Just the f would go to first pi 1 and then pi lower star. So the pi 2 lower star, that's like taking fiber-wise Euler characteristic. So take topological Euler characteristic of the fiber. So if you want to know the value of the push-forward function at that point, it's just the Euler characteristic of the fiber of this pullback function, but then it's weighted by some function here. So there's a weight function there, which I'm also going to say something about more later. But it is related to the fact that these that there are singularities in these m. So if m is not a manifold, then you need to you have to endow it with some weight function. In particular, if you just had a manifold, right, going from empty to empty, you would just want a rational number here, so you get this like so just an unbounded manifold would go to this Euler characteristic of m with its weight function. And just for now, let me just say, I mean, if n is smooth, if it's non-singular at a point p, then the value of this function at the point p is -1 to the dimension, and so then it's just a sign of this. Okay, I can also then do something more fancy. So I ran out of space here. So instead of doing just the constructible functions, I can do something. So we're going to take the now S goes to like a Hall algebra, so nativity. Yeah. So I don't know how much I should say about that.
What is S here?
S is one of these objects, one of my stats or varieties. I mean, the fact is that yeah, okay. So that's the objects here. If I have just one of these n's, so I'm really out of space. So n.
So it's a correspondence, Lagrangian correspondence.
Yeah, so n is a Lagrangian correspondence, or just even just a Lagrangian correspondence from the point to the point. Yeah. Right, the empty object here goes to the punctual object in that. So if I'm just going to look at what happens to this thing here, so if I go to the nativity version, this turns into some kind of this number, right? This number that is actually an integer, but this gets elevated to an element of kr. So this is the Grothendieck ring of varieties over C. I'm just indicating that there is this motivic enhancement of these numbers. And I should say that to make sense of this thing here, I don't need the orientations and I don't need the symplectic structures here. I can just cross out everything that's in parentheses, and it makes perfect sense. This push-pull that has nothing to do, this is just talking about constructive function. And it turns out that this nu doesn't have anything to do with any Lagrangian structure. This nu is just an invariant of the stack.
And of the three manifold.
Yes, so in the end, it's yes. But this motivic enhancement definitely needs the symplectic structure. So this needs the orientations of symplectic structures. This does not need this.
And you have like gluing rules for combining them?
Well, whatever I get out of the fact that these are all symmetric monoidal functors.
Is there some easy example to see that new process for some very simple free manifold?
And I'll say a lot more about that new later. Let me just first get into more about what are Lagrangian, virtual Lagrangians, and then I'll go into that. Because so they need to motivate the formulas I'm going to write. Okay, so what did I want to say? So let me start with something very basic. So M. So this is a three-manifold with boundary, so oriented and reduced. Oriented threefold with boundary. So I'll write down. Oh, and then let me say E. E is a local system. So if you want to flat GLM bundle. And all the cohomology groups, so all of these cohomologies right in this exact sequence are with values in the endomorphism, so E. Okay, there's H0 of M, and the restriction to H0 of S. Then there's H1 of the relative, H1 of the M, H1 to S, H2 of the relative one, H2 of M, H2 of S, H3 of the relative. I think that's as far as I can go. And now planetary duality. So because S is two-dimensional, this thing is like paired with itself in a perfect square because everything's oriented. Right? This is a closed two-manifold. And then it gives a perfect pairing between these two spaces. And actually, I think these relative ones are also just the cohomology with compact supports of the complement of S. And so then, this is Poincare duality by compact supports. So all these things are in perfect duality like this. And let me just assume that our flat bundle is irreducible or something, so that the global sections of the endomorphisms, so the actual endomorphisms are just trivial. So we use this, and the restriction also, so then this is just isomorphic and trivial. And so I can cut the whole sequence here. And by duality, and this is also trivial, and that's also trivial. So I can cut the whole thing off, and really I'm only interested in this middle part. Okay, so okay, so another way to say this, if I take the dual of the sequence, right, then I get another long exact sequence which goes in the opposite direction, but then I get the same sequence back. Or a dual, this is self-dual sequence. So now let's. So the simpler case is that if H2 of M is trivial, that actually implies, so this H1 of M, this is the tangent space to the modular space of local systems on M. This is, of course, the tangent space to S. And of course, this duality I have here is in fact exactly what gives me this symplectic structure on S. Okay, so if H2 of M is equal to 0, which this is the condition that means that there's no obstructions, so this implies that M is smooth and singular. Okay. So then so that's the case, maybe some blue. This is 0, and by duality this is 0. And then I really just have the short exact sequence, which is self-dual. And that says that, if you think about it, so this is the tangent space to M. So in this case, we have the tangent space to M at the moduli space at the point corresponding to my local system. And then I have this short exact sequence. Right, the quotient is by definition the normal bundle of M and S. You know, the injectivity of this map means that the map from M to S is an immersion at least. Maybe it's not injective, but it's certainly an immersion. Okay. I got the short exact sequence. And it's self-dual, so that implies the self-dual part implies that M S is maybe not a Lagrangian submanifold, but it's an immersive Lagrangian at least, which is okay. Probably in lots of cases to prove it is a submanifold.
Can I ask you a question? Yep. So H1 is the Zalesky tangent space to M.
Yes.
M, well, I like to think about M as being algebraic scheme.
Yeah.
That scheme may be unreduced
Yeah.
at all points.
Yeah.
So then the dimension of that scheme, geometric dimension, would be lower than the dimension of the generic tangent point, a tangent space.
Yeah.
So then would you call such a thing Lagrangian, because it would be of geometric dimension lower than 1/2 of the whole space?
Yes. Yes. I mean, so this is that case you're describing is excluded by this condition. So that's the next case. So yes, so if H2 of M is right.
So are you saying that if the scheme is unreduced, H2 will not be 0?
Yes. I mean, this is exactly the condition that, I mean, okay, if this group vanishes, right, at the point E, that means M is smooth at the point E. I mean, the M could still be smooth at the point E, but then its dimension is probably lower than expected. sorry, high, what, no, it's always
Higher.
higher than expected.
Higher.
Yes, I think that's always-